Hello, so this is an article I found called Difference Between Diagnosis and Treatment. Key difference. Diagnosis is the act of identifying the illness or disease by analyzing and examining the associated symptoms. Treatment is an umbrella term which is used to denote all the methods applied in order to cure the diagnosed ailment or reduce the effects generated by a disease or disorder. An accurate diagnosis leads to an effective treatment. Diagnosis is the act of identifying the illness or disease by analyzing and examining the associated symptoms. Diagnosis must be determined by only qualified medical professionals like doctors and physicians. They tend to recognize the disease by signs and symptoms. Medical tests like blood tests, biopsy, stool samples, urine tests, etc. are often carried out in order to diagnose the disease or illness. Differential diagnosis is one of the common types of diagnosis. It is based on the process of elimination. After carrying out the investigation of symptoms, the doctor eliminates the unlikely diseases and is left out with the option of the most likely disease. Methods of diagnosis generally include physical examination, complete medical history of symptoms and travel, and a range of tests. Treatment is an umbrella term which is used to denote all the methods applied in order to cure the diagnosed ailment or reduce the effects generated by the disease or disorder. Treatment is generally associated with the medical care provided to the patients. Treatment involves various types of techniques. However, the most common ones include application of medicines, surgery, physiotherapy, etc., to a patient regarding a disease or its symptoms. There's a strong relationship between diagnosis and treatment because after identifying the nature of the condition or diagnosis, the treatment starts in which it is tied to treat the causes related to that condition, or at least lessen its harmful results. So this is a comparison between diagnosis and treatment. So you have the definition of both. Diagnosis, it refers to the identification of a disease or a disorder. The symptoms are used to identify the disease or disorder. Treatment refers to the medical care provided to the patient. Process, the symptoms and signs are analyzed, and then the investigation is done in order to reach the result. It is basically the name of the disease or disorder. Medical tests for diagnosis includes tests like blood tests, biopsy, stool samples, urine tests. Treatment involves various types of techniques. However, the most common ones include application of medicines, surgery, and physiotherapy. Orders of precedence. Diagnosis must be done before starting the treatment, and treatment is done after the diagnosis. Condition places a name or label on a person's medical condition. Treatment treats the cause or symptoms of medical conditions or lessen the effects. Okay, examples: diagnosis of malaria is done by using tests like microscopy and rapid diagnostic testing. For treatment, drugs like chloroquine, mefloquine, primaquine, and I can't read those last ones, are all used to treat malaria. Word origin. Diagnosis is Greek from diagnoskein, which means to distinguish or discern. Treatment, the Latin tractar, is to drag, handle, treat. Latin mentum, suffix used for denoting an action or resulting state. So that's it between the difference between diagnosis and treatment.